My name is Erik Williams. I'm a sprinkler fitter for Spaeder Fire Protection. We're at Wayne School, the old middle school building. It was built in 1914. It's about 80,000 square foot building, 3 floors, and the basement, boiler room. This is partnered, I believe, with Hammett and the Erie Center for Arts and Technology. They are renovating the building. This building was not sprinkled at all. We received the prints from the general contractor to the office, and they designed the sprinkler system around the new build. They also came out and would field check for different things in the building, walls that were taken out or weren't taken out. It is more challenging, I feel, than a new build, because in a new building, you have either a model that you're going off from, newer prints that either stay that way. You can see what you're building around. Here, we ran into hidden beams in between block, walls that were twice as thick as we thought they were gonna be, walls that were, some of this brick is old brick. It was built in the 1914. Some of these walls, as you can see, were built with mesh and plaster. Those walls were actually the easier ones to go through because it's less of an obstacle to get through with that older brick and block. This area here used to be the old boiler rooms. You can see in the floor where the pads were for the machinery that heated the building. These 2 pads that went almost all the way up. You can see the old connections for the gas line and stuff up there that they just cut off. This here, I believe, was the old electrical room. Like I said, they demoed a bunch of stuff out of here. This is obviously the new stuff, but you can see some of the older panels back here and the painting on the walls where the old stuff was. Again, trying to work around stuff coming through the floor, and wasn't easy, but they did it. Turned out well. This back here was quite interesting, I'm sure, to do. This is all underneath the building. So as you can see, this ramp actually goes up to where you can see where it gets dark past that big water tank thing. And it actually shrinks down to where it's just a crawl space to get underneath. So they're crawling on their knees. They had holes busted through the walls. We have a sprinkler system running through there. So this right here is our underground coming in from the street, comes in under the building, goes to our backflow. That 4-inch that rises up, that feeds for the fire department connection. And then the 6-inch runs out and up and runs along this wall. And that'll go out into the stairwell that they're building now. That'll be the feed for the whole building. These lines run down past the light, and it breaks around to the left, and there's sprinklers underneath. Like you can see, the ground's it's pretty soft like a beach, but underneath this concrete, we have sprinklers underneath there too. This right here is the 2nd floor north building. Lower area to that high part up there, obviously. New system in here. This is a gridded system. It's called a gridded system because it's fed from one end, and you have a feed main coming across, and then your lines come down here and comes and hooks up to a floater main in the back. That just makes it so that the water is continuously flowing, whereas opposed to up there, it would technically go up and it would dead end. This way it still comes through and it'll wrap around, and you get better numbers as far as your calcs and things like that. These silver hoses, they're called flex heads. They give us more options as far as maneuverability to cut into the ceiling. They also let it so that you can have the system on live and not have to drain the system down. The alternative way, they say, is called hard piping it, where you would hard pipe the nipple arm over to the drop into the ceiling, where you would have to actually drain the system down if it did have water, drain it, shut it down, drain it, and then work with still a little bit of water in it, and have to turn the system back on every day. Now you can come in, not have to worry about turning the system on or shutting it down, and just come in and cut the heads in and be done. This is our 3-inch main that runs down the hallway. It's fed from the stairwell that they're building right now. This comes down, branches off into the new rooms, and then this part here is the exposed part. which will be either used as storage or future tenant space. This right here is an old bathroom, where you can see the old tile work and things like that. Some of the old work that the students had are still on the walls in different places in the stairwells and things. This is an example of the thickness of some of these walls. You can see how thick this is with the brick, the beams hidden in between some of the other bricks, so brought some unforeseen challenges. This is close to a finished product. Obviously the walls are painted and the border tiles are dropped in. Then we'll come in and we'll cut our flex heads into the ceiling and we'll be all set. Floor will come in and it'll be a finished product. This gives you an idea of what the other floors will look like somewhat as a finished product, where you see the rough, edgy kind of look upstairs, and this is your better looking finish.